So guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I guess it's time to talk about some deals for Metro by T-Mobile and just some of the plans they currently have. Now I know I do a lot of unboxings on this channel, but I do think it's necessary for people to really know the different carriers out there, whether it's prepaid and contract, and what is good and what is bad for you. Now, personally, I'm on a promotional plan for Metro by T-Mobile, so mine is a little bit cheaper. But for the average person, when you're signing up for services for the first time, you may be wondering what these Metro Flex plans actually are. And I figured it's a good time to kind of explain it to you. So I'll be honest, it's going to be probably a long video. But if you have the time, play it in the background, play it while you're driving. You don't need to actually see what it is I'm doing. I want to walk you through the entire plans, what it offers, and if it's any good for you. So with that being said, let's get right into this review and talk about it. So let's talk about the plans first. Now there are 4 plans. One of them is $45 a month. These big numbers that you see right here is only with auto pay. This one comes with 10 gigs of data, not worth talking about. So I'm just going to ignore that one. If you can't afford $55 and 45 is your plan, I don't really suggest you getting a good phone under Metro by T-Mobile because data is a necessity for a lot of people, especially if you're downloading applications. Now, if you're just a talk and text and that's it, and you don't care about any of that other stuff, you don't play games, you don't download stuff, you just check emails every so often, that plan can work for you. But just to get the best bang for your buck, I do suggest a $55 plan. It just makes more sense. But anyway, you have the Metro Flex Start, the Metro Flex Up, and the Metro Flex Plus. And then you have they don't even bother naming it but anyway, here's the difference between the 3. So the most expensive plan comes with Amazon Prime. It has endless entertainment on Prime Video. It has score free games with Prime. You get the music, Amazon Music for free. You get 25 gigs of hotspot. You get the 100 gigs of Google One. You still get that, in case you're wondering, because here's a one right here. It just doesn't say it. If I tap full plan right here, it'll let you know exactly what you get. So you get all those features, right? Now, it scales differently when you add lines. If you add a second line, it's $10. If you add a third line, it's $145. 4 lines is $180, and 5 lines is $215. Very expensive in my opinion. I remember they used to have a 4 for $100 back in the day. But again, if your grandfather into that plan, do not change it for any reason because there is nothing that they're offering that's better than that currently. The plan a little bit lower than that, which is a $65 plan. This guy comes with 25 gigs of hotspot. Remember, only auto pay for that price. 25 gigs of hotspot data, 100 gigs of Google One. You get the 210 plus countries. You also get that over here too with the $75 plan, but and that's pretty much it. You still get unlimited data, though I believe after 35 gigs or so, the data slows down. But slowing down doesn't mean it goes to like 2G or 3G or anything like that. It's still in the same realm of what you're using. It's just other people get priority first. And by other people, T-Mobile users is what I mean. Even though you're on the T-Mobile network, they still will get priority if they, since they're the parent company. It is what it is. Though what I will say is Metro speeds, even after using well over 200 gigs, is still pretty good. I download on a regular basis from my phone. I edit videos. I upload videos. It takes a lot of data for what I do to run a YouTube channel, and bigger channels besides me do a lot more than what I'm doing, if we're being honest here. And I use about maybe 200 something gigs a month, and I don't really notice any slowdowns outside of lately when I'm on the phone. I notice that the data is much slower all of a sudden, and I don't know why. But when I get off the phone, it works perfectly fine. It must be something that they're manipulating in order to make that happen. But anyway, it's not a bad plan, the $55 one. Though, I'm sorry, $65. Even though the 75 does come with Amazon Prime, you're getting like a $2-3 discount when you think about the price of Amazon Prime regular. Now, what I will say is if you have like a food stamp card or EBT or something like that, or a student, I believe you can get Amazon Prime for like $7.99 if you verify it under Amazon. So there's a way to get it without going to the $75 plan. And then the $55 plan we have right here is just 8 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of Google One, and you still have unlimited data. I think it's still after 35 gigs, it slows down. So I believe the speeds between these 3 are actually the same. I doubt they made it any faster. To be honest with you, I've had most of the plans. Here we go. See, speeds provided is all the same. Everything is exactly the same. So the only difference is you're just getting a lot more bells and whistles with these other plans. Now watch this. One line is $55, 2 lines is $90 under the $55 plan. 3 lines is $125, 4 lines is $160, and 5 lines is $195. Now, what I want you to do is increase it by $10. That means you're up on the $65 tier. And if you increase it by another 10, you're up on the $75 tier. So if you're a $55 user and then you decide to go to the $65 plan, you'll be paying a $10 difference, even if you add extra lines. But if you actually go, I'm talking about the price difference as a total, it's always going to be $10 depending on if you upgrade to each one. If you go from the $55 plan to the $75 plan, then just keep in mind, you're going to end up paying $20 more total with your bill. So I don't want to say that it's reasonably priced, because I am a person that was with Metro by T-Mobile before they became Metro by T-Mobile and they were regular Metro PCS. And even when they did become Metro by T-Mobile, the plans, in my opinion, were a lot better in terms of affordability. This isn't affordable, in my opinion. This is just basically charging me contract prices for devices. The only difference is that I still do get a discounted phone. Now, I do want to say this part. If you have insurance on your Metro line and you're using like the Metro Plus plan, I believe it is. I'm not sure about the other two. You got to verify that in the store. But the Plus plan, let's say after a certain amount of time, a year, you want to upgrade or something like that, you can actually trade in your device. I'm assuming in good condition. I have no idea. But I'm going to, inquire more about that and come back to this channel and let you guys know. But you can actually trade in your phone and you can get another device, consider it like an upgrade for free, I believe it is. But it depends on how long you have the phone. They do have a sheet to show this, and I'm going to try to break that down a lot more in a different video. But these are the plans that they currently offer. Now, you can, again, call someone on customer service, 611*228, and see if you can get your bill lowered. Because I'm paying 2 for like $81 or 2 for $83 when you add the insurance. So I am getting a better deal than this. And previously before that, I was paying 2 for $50, but they're not giving me that plan back. So, I didn't luck out on that one, but at least I'm still not paying $110 for 2 lines. But let's go over to the other plans, because they do sell more than just phones at Metro by T-Mobile. So let's talk about the tablets, the mobile hotspot, and the Chromebook. Believe it or not, they do have a Chromebook. And yes, it is a 100% waste of money to buy that Chromebook. Let me explain. Now, if you guys aren't aware of it, Metro does offer home internet. I believe it's like $55 a month. It is unlimited speeds, things like that. I've used it personally, and I have downloaded full video games off of it. I've gotten some decent speeds also, but it really depends on the area that you're in. So if you're not going to get very good Metro service where you live, let's say hypothetically, then you're not going to get very good internet experience. So just kind of keep that in mind. And if you hear a cat meowing over here, she's in heat. So she's rolling around, attacking everything inside the room. With that being said, let's get the smartwatch out of the way first. Actually, no, let's do the Chromebooks. Chromebooks are worthless. They sell one Chromebook underneath the company. Now, it is a possibility that you can probably bring your own factory unlocked Chromebook. But again, the plans aren't really worth it, in my opinion. And it didn't seem to really take off when they did it. So I doubt any stores even really carried a Chromebook. Next is smartwatches. Unfortunately for the smartwatch, I don't believe this actually involves Apple Watches. From my understanding, it's a Samsung watch that it works with. Come on, Kirby. Hold on, let me let you out since you're so annoying. Here you go. Okay. So anyway, smartwatches are $10 a month. So something like what I'm wearing right now, which is a Galaxy Watch 5 Pro that has the LTE data, I would be able to set this up underneath the company as long as the IMEI is good. I've already tried it when I had a Samsung Watch 4 at the time, and I'm not doing that again. I don't really see the point of having a phone number on a watch, but teach your own. It is available. But just make sure you call customer service to verify that it is possible to actually do. Otherwise, you'll be setting up a watch for no reason, paying $10, and the service won't work. Now, if you scroll up to mobile hotspot, again, because you have home internet, I'm going to disregard this completely because there is no reason to have mobile hotspot. Now, unfortunately, the home internet does need to be plugged into a wall. It's actually like a little tower, black little tower that they carry. It does need to be plugged in order to work. So for me, I have a vehicle where it actually plugs in the back seat if I truly wanted to use wireless data in that way, if I had multiple people. So it's not really a problem. And it's, again, unlimited data, not 50 gigs of hotspot, which is laughable in my opinion. On top of that, I'm sorry, 100 gigs. This is right, 100 gigs for $50. For it, no matter what you do, you download one game, your data is gone. Put it that way. Now, when we talk about the tablets, this is what matters. I'm going to give you a little hack real fast after this. $20 a month for the tablets gives you 2 gigabytes of hotspot data. Hotspot. That's just for streaming to other devices. I highly doubt you're going to use your tablet to stream to other devices, because in order to get a tablet under Metro by T-Mobile, you have to at least have a data line first, which would mean that you already have phone lines. The tablet will be the extra add-on, so just kind of keep that in mind. So if you're one of those people out there where you don't want your children to actually have a physical phone, well, the tablet does come with a phone number. You still will be able to do like video calls, Facebook calls, stuff like that. It's an Android tablet, and you should still be able to do text messaging, because I do it all the time between my device and my phone whenever I see like a manga I want to watch or something that deals with specifications for a particular device. So that is cool. But all of these plans come with unlimited data. It's just a matter of how much hotspot you want for each one. So here's the hack. If you call customer service, and it's not guaranteed that they're going to do this, but if you say, hey, listen, I'm looking to lower my bill. I happen to know that you guys used to offer a $10 unlimited plan. Now, it won't come with hotspot, but it will still be unlimited. I would suggest doing that, but you only can get that if you already have a tablet activated and you just call customer service in order to lower the bill. It's not guaranteed, but it is a possibility that they'll do that for you. All right, so now that we got the boring part out of the way, right now we have the phone scenarios. So right here, you have all the 5G phones. Now, there are more phones in this, apparently. I guess there's some that are 4G LTE. But to be honest with you, if you're a new customer or if you're porting to Metro, not an existing customer. Are they hissing? Ugh, I gotta go stop them cats from fighting in a second. Anyway, where was I? If you're a new customer or you're porting, there's actually some very good deals for a lot of these devices. For instance, this right here is the Moto Edge 2024. Now, if you follow this channel, you know I actually use the devices that I review. I don't just review devices and then next week got another one and tell you this one's great, that one's great. That's a little redundant over time. At some point, you kind of just lose faith and trust in that person if they're switching phones every other weekend like the draws, right? I hope you change your draws every day, not every other weekend. But the point is that I actually use the products that I mention to other people. And if there's issues or things like that, I'll let you know. So let's go through the lineup. You have the Revel 7 5G. You have the Revel 7 Pro 5G, iPhone 12, which the iPhone 12 is $49. But keep in mind, with a new number, it's $299. Then you pay the first month bill. So you're looking at like $375 plus activation fee, taxes, like $400 and something for this particular phone. But if you're porting, and by porting, when I talk about T-Mobile to Metro, because that's same network, I'm referring to like AT&T to Metro, Sprint when it used to exist, Verizon, Cricket, like some other fake company, like not quite Mint Mobile. I think they're pretty popular. But when you use these other little companies out there that don't give you phones, but you just sell you the service, you're supposed to have your own phone, as long as it's off the T-Mobile network and you can get your account number, your PIN, your release PIN, and all that, you can get these phones discounted. Now, I do want to keep in mind for the person that looks at the iPhone 12 as being a decent deal, it is a deal. But remember that iPhones get like 5 or 6 years worth of software updates. So I wouldn't be surprised if the iPhone, we're at the 16 now. So I wouldn't be surprised if the iPhone probably stops getting updates within the next 2 years or so. Who knows? I'm not too sure, but it's an iPhone. It'll work for you regardless of the fact. Now, you have the A15 5G. Not going to suggest that. You have the Moto G Stylus 2024. I think that this is a pretty decent phone. I actually reviewed it on the channel, but I did notice it did have its laggy moment. So if you bring your own number, it's free. If you get a new number, it's only $19. And this is a pretty decent phone for the most part for someone that just wants to, text, talk, internet browse, and just do basic stuff on their device. It will work in that way. But if you're more of a productive person using Canva, UCut, and stuff like that, and you still want an affordable Android, my suggestion is going to be the Moto Edge 2024. Now, this guy has 256 gigs of memory, 8 gigs of RAM. I believe it uses this 7S 7th gen processor, second processor, whatever it is. Here we go. Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 processor. It goes up to 144 hertz refresh rate, and it's a POLED screen. Now, I do want to keep in mind that you can actually change the POLED, like the not the resolution of the screen, but the refresh rate between 60, 120, and 144, I believe, in the settings, or you can put it on auto. This does have vegan leather, and I love the way it feels. So if you're a person out there and you don't like using cases for your phone, this phone feels cheap, kind of, but the screen feels good. The camera's pretty good for the most part. It's a little shaky from time to time when switching between the camera app and stuff like that because it uses a lot of processing power, but the phone itself does do actually very, very well. Now, the best part about it, and that's what I like, it has a 68-watt charging capability. It does not come inside the box. Keep that in mind. But if you have like a 65-watt charger, let me give you an example. I don't use the charger that comes with the phone, obviously, because I'm not buying that. I actually had an Apple charger. This is a 65-watt Apple brick right here. And this actually works with the Motorola device. It does the turbo charging and everything. You can technically the charging speed is 0 to 100% in 39 minutes. So that's not bad for a full charge. It does have wireless charging. I don't know why that's not here, but it does have 15-watt wireless charging. So kind of keep that in mind. IP68 has a bunch of different features. I'm not a fan of the curved edges, but what I will say is that because the phone is so compact in the hand and it feels good, it's not bad at all. And of course, you have spatial audio and all this other stuff in the modal settings, which I believe I talked about before. I probably did, but if I didn't, it's a pretty decent phone for the asking price. And even if you're not porting and you just get a new line, $49 for the phone, $25 for activation fees, $75 for the plan. You can call customer service to see if you can get the plan lowered from like an older promotional plan. But outside of that, and more importantly, the insurance on this device, you can get it as low as $3 a month. So it's probably going to cost you about $50 through insurance. Don't quote me. You have to call Insurance about that. But it shouldn't cost you more like $50 or so probably to replace this phone through Insurance in case something was to happen, and you'll have a decent device. It's probably the best device that you can get under Metro by T-Mobile that they actually carry in a store that's almost free. The next one I would suggest is the S23 FE. For anyone that had that phone, I reviewed it. Loved the phone. Decent battery life. Not quite as fast as the Edge or anything like that in terms of battery charging, but it does have a better processor. Newer processor, better cameras, 4K, 60 frames, all that stuff. The Edge does 60 frames, but under 1080p, not 4K. So just kind of keep that in mind. Then you have the A35, other little cheap phones like the Moto G, 5G, iPhone SE 3rd gen. For a new line, how much is it? $279 for a new line. So if you're going to pay that much for this crap, you might as well just get the iPhone 12 for $299 and you have a bigger screen and a notch and all that stuff. So yeah, just keep in mind that these are all the phones that they currently offer, but just make sure that you are compatible. Your plan, I'm sorry, I'm so exhausted. Just make sure that when you switch over that you get a release pen. If your company has it, you get a porting your account number and your password, and that should be enough. And obviously your phone number and things like that. And they'll be able to grab that number and bring it over to Metro if you're interested in doing that. So that's pretty much it. All I can say after this is, you know what? I'll leave that for the last section. So let me just say this. Some people will activate their phones online. I've never done that. I've only called customer service to activate a phone, or I went into the store because I wanted to be in person and make sure that everything was done correctly. Now, if you choose for whatever reason to activate something online, just know that I believe it has to be sent to you. And, you know, I personally don't port my numbers from online because I want to make sure that when the phone gets to me, that everything is set up as is. It's supposed to be that way, I believe, when they send it to you. But nah, I want to do everything in person. And Metro, believe it or not, actually pulls phone numbers very fast, like probably within minutes of the activation, if even that long. If not immediately, your phone is going to be pulled over from whatever carrier it used to be. And if you're used to T-Mobile, you'll definitely like Metro. I do want to add this part for people that are interested in this. Remember we talked about the plans? Well, if you switch your plan, most prepaid carriers say pay immediately. Now, Metro prorates. So if there's a $20 difference, or depending on what part of the billing cycle you're in the month, it'll actually, what's the word? It'll prorate you a different amount. Not like T-Mobile where they just charge you 2 whole month bills for no reason. What a ripoff. But they'll actually make that $15 or $20 difference, whatever it is, onto the following bill rather than you having to come out of pocket immediately. So that is a really cool thing that I like about them. It's one of the reasons why I stay. Even when I have a good or bad relationship, I tend to come back to Metro because they give the best deals when it comes to flexibility for prepaid users. But anyway, that's all I got. Like and subscribe like always. I got to go stop these cats from killing each other, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.